I need you to know how challenging it is to not watch any Architectural Digest reviews when they actually come out, because I try and wait for all of you. This is how much I care. It is so hard. You have no idea how many videos that I'll show a quick little clip of something that just comes by and I have to skip it to make sure that I don't ruin it, because once again, we have the much anticipated Architectural Digest review for Diplo's home in Jamaica. I will tell you the truth, I have seen the odd photo of it. It looks phenomenal. So let's get right into this home tour because I'm so excited to see all these details.
Come on, let me show you the house. It's called Pompei. We're here in Portland, Jamaica. This is the entryway. I love that you can walk through the house and you already see a sort of picture of what we have, the wilderness of Jamaica. A landscape for me is a piece of art, so we frame it like that. You know, the ambient sound of this place is birds, dance hall, wind, waves. I love all those sounds.
He said it so perfectly that they wanted to frame this view, and they did exactly that with the juxtaposing planes of this entire concrete structure. I think just coming in and seeing that whole openness to it is such a beautiful introduction to this space. I wish more architects and designers actually had this prequel of how your space is going to look based on the foyer design. I'm already like super into this.
This is our main dining table. This is where we all eat. Everything is open air. That's what I love about Jamaica.
Dining room, I think, is absolutely phenomenal. The fact that you have this almost completely unobstructed highline view of Jamaica, I think is incredible. That's $1 million view. I don't know how much this house cost, but probably multiple millions. And that is what you are paying for, to have this cliffside view with the pool, the dining table. Not a huge fan of the dining benches, but then again, it works really well with this design because it really has low-level showcased furniture to not compete with the view itself. I love the open air concept, but I think it might be a challenge. I personally have never been to Jamaica, and I don't know how bad the insects would be there. I just have a feeling that would probably be an issue in any other tropical space. I feel like that would be your biggest concern, is just having bugs and animals being able to come right in. I mean, that's a cool concept, but you know, I've seen monkeys just come in and they take stuff if something is shiny. That could be a possibility. Just make sure all your stuff is locked up. But at the same time, pretty cool. I have to make a joke here because you know, you've seen the video of all the limes, of all those green limes just in a bowl. Now we have just green bananas that are like by the branch full. Although I could appreciate that, you know, he grows them on the entire acred farm that surrounds this house. I just think it's funny. I feel like Architectural Digest has this thing with green. They fucking love green. Green accents, green limes, green bananas. Because I know you've seen my video on Dakota Johnson where we all made that joke about the limes she has in her house and she's actually allergic to them. So let's take a look.
Everything's open here. Even the kitchen opens right up to the pool. You cook some food here, serve it on this beautiful table.
Okay, so he literally showed almost nothing of the kitchen. We just got to see the dining table. From what I could see, I do like that brutalist, minimalist style that they've really incorporated into the sinks, how it's all built in and seamless. I think that's a really cool feature. I honestly wish we saw more. I don't know why you would pass over a kitchen, especially in an Architectural Digest review. I guess they're focusing more on the architecture of this building, but I wanted to see the kitchen.
5 minutes later.
So I just double checked to see if there were any photos of the kitchen online, and there's nothing. I don't know why they wouldn't include that. Maybe the kitchen is ugly. Maybe they ran out of budget for it. But personally, whenever I see a house, the kitchen is the heart of the home. That is one of the most important design characteristic features that really sets the tone for the rest of the house. So I wish we got to see a little bit more of that, but you know, let's move on.
Right there is the Caribbean Sea. If you look on a clear day, you can see Cuba. You can entertain here. My children like to come here and play on the piano when they get in. It's a beautiful piece here by Pedro Reyes. We have some of his sculptures in the property, a Mexican sculptor. And when it's really hot, we jump off this balcony into the pool. Do a little backflip for you guys.
I'm gonna stop right there because I'm gonna show you the flip, because that's the one clip that I actually saw before I watched this video, but I wanna talk about this living room. Because one, I love that he supports local living artist. I think that is absolutely incredible. That really adds to the characteristics and the features of this brutalist home. The tones, the colors, the hues, and the textures that they're brought in really make it feel homey, which I think is a really beautiful feature that juxtaposes this very cold, concrete structure. This is how you do brutalist correctly, because it can come off really cold and clinical. And when you bring in all these extra warm tones and features and details, this is how you do it 110%. Like, I am giving huge props to the design team as well as the architects, because putting these two together is not an easy task. And now we're gonna do the rest of the tour soaking wet.
This is a sculpture of a breadfruit. If you're Jamaican, you know what that is. It's like a staple of the food here. It's by Veronica Ryan. I'm one of the only people to own one of these pieces. It was commissioned for the English government. She has a bunch of sculptures all around the National Museum there, and she's an amazing Caribbean sculptor. It's made out of bronze.
So I know he mentioned talking about this art piece. I was immediately attracted to this pathway. Oh my goodness, this is stunning. The way that they have the concrete structure with the wood beams tied in, and it gives this beautiful light play of shadow that really adds that extra level of detail into any space. It means that these architects knew exactly what they were doing. The sun and how it comes in and just gives that extra dimension of style with the shadow play is so beautiful. And I wish a lot more architects and designers really incorporated light and how it plays in your space, because that changes the dynamic of your style and how it really feels.
All right, here we are. This is my bedroom, the primary bedroom. It's hot in Jamaica. It's really hot. In the summer times, it's like over 100 degrees. Even in the winter times, you're like 70, 80 degrees. So we like to open up all the windows. We made sure we could do that when we built this house. So there's always a breeze coming through here. We have AC, of course, but it's nice to just have a breeze all the way through the house.
Those retractable doors themselves, oh my God, that is like the price of a house in some spaces, because I am currently designing a place in California and we're putting these in for the full wraparound on the hill of the house we're designing. The price of them alone, oh my God. But I love that that's the entire style that they've really put in. So even though it is open air, it can be closed off, thankfully, because once again, I'd be worried about just like insects and bugs at night. But that is such a great feature because it makes this connection between the indoors and outdoors feel so seamless, and it really allows you to appreciate the landscape. I love the headboard. I bet you anything that is some reclaimed wood that they've actually gotten from the property. So I think that's a really cool addition to the feature. But I think this image of the bedroom is the perfect combination of that brutalist and that warm depth of wood that really can allow that space to work so well together. I know a lot of designers will tell you not to contrast cool and warm tones, but you can. And this is the perfect example of doing so to really make a space feel homey, come alive, and incorporate a multitude of different design styles, colors, textures, and tones.
I love these headboards. They were made by my carpenter named Bill, who, with us, we designed all of the furniture in here. The bed was made by him. And this is a piece of wood we got from California that he shaped. It looks amazing. This is a nice Italian typewriter. Our first guest did write an amazing message, and we have it saved. It says, "I want to be the best at everything." We have our own letterhead, though. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the attention to detail. If you come here and you want to write a letter back to your mother or whatever, you have a whole notepad from Pompei.
Only rich people can name their home and have letterheads and paper and notepads and envelopes with like the monogram style that they put in their house. I clearly did speak too soon because that headboard was brought in from California. Still really beautiful. I love that it has this desk. Everything feels very homey. It doesn't feel super staged in this space. It feels lived in, even as it contrasts the style of the home. I would die to have a primary bedroom. I could see why he wants to stay there and he lives there, because that is the perfect way to wake up every day. I would feel so alive.
Got the bathroom here with a nice Japanese toilet, very expensive. It's probably too dark for you guys, but anyway, it moves like that. Look at that, all automatic. Heated seats. Sauna, infrared. The main shower and the cold plunge, so we go back and forth, do sauna and cold. This is 36 degrees, keep it very icy. As you come into the main part of the bathroom, we have the hibiscus, which is everywhere in Jamaica you have hibiscus. That makes great tea. The gym is down the bottom floor, so that's 5 floors down.
Okay, before we go to the gym, I need to make some comments on this primary bathroom because there's some things I like and some things I don't like. I love the shower and the cold plunge. If you have never done a cold plunge before, it is incredible. I do it weekly, but I have some thoughts about this double vanity sink and how the mirror is placed. Yes, it looks like it's an adjustable mirror. You can have it either angled forward or up. The last place that I want to see is any under lighting and looking down at a mirror. That is going to be the most unflattering view you can have of your chin and your face. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. I like the concrete countertops. I think that's a really cool feature. Once again, adds and works so well with this design brutalist style. Who's looking down? Like if he's shaving, are you looking like this and going your chin? No, you're looking up. This is just making a super uncomfortable and non-practical design that I'm not a fan of. Otherwise, I think all the features, even the plumbing fixtures they added in are super minimal and they work really well with design style, but I'm coming back to that vanity. I'm not a fan.
The gym is down the bottom floor, so that's 5 floors down. We have some vintage equipment. We have a climbing wall, which is very rare for a home gym. The first floor is for our weights and our stretching area, and upstairs is our cardio equipment.
This gym is an absolute dream. If you know me, I am a regular gym goer. I go every single morning at 4:30. I love it. I know I'm crazy, but to be able to have this kind of private gym in your home where you have every possible machine, a rock climbing wall. Also, the fact that he mentioned that it's 5 floors down means you're already getting your cardio to go up and down to any other floor of this house. The details are nice. The one thing I can really appreciate is that even the dumbbells, the rack set, all of these gym features go with the design style. I know a lot of people will typically buy your gym equipment and it looks very standard and very regular and doesn't really add any aesthetic to the overall design, but I think this is done so well and I would love to work out here. So Diplo, if you see this and you ever want to invite me to Jamaica, I've never been before, but I would love to work out here. I think that this would be so wicked. And also the views, just being able to come up to the pool after a workout, that's the dream, honestly. And when you invite me over, I am going to fix that lighting and the mirror situation in your bathroom because that needs help.
And it's a real library full of 1,000 books, records. It's very important to know your neighbors and have neighbors and be part of a community. And if you move to this part of Jamaica, you're probably an eclectic person.
First of all, I would love to have a library in my home. I think that is such a really cool thing to have. It is a mixture of books and textbooks and music genres and even all the details. The deconstructed sound system that he has there, I think is so cool. I can only imagine how much that costs. The view in that library alone, like I can just visualize at night, all low ambient light. You have this nice soft glow from outdoors coming in through those windows and you're just chilling reading. Like, I hate and love rich people at the same time.
This is the live room of Pompei Studios. We only opened up a couple months ago, so I'm mostly in the mixing room mixing as a producer, but I've played some piano on a couple records. We've had a couple guys here recording. One big Jamaican artist, Chronix, was here. He's also a neighbor of mine.
And this is how you turn your house into a tax write-off, because now you have your studio there. So once again, it's your home office. Rich people be smart. I think this is a really cool addition. I also love that this is separate from the main house. You're able to have that disconnect of being able to work in a space that is separate from your home. Like he said, he's always been a bedroom producer, but I think this is really beautifully done. The features, the colors, even all the textiles and the rugs, even the sofa itself has all these really beautiful heritage styles that play into this Jamaican style of the home and all these beautiful design features. Like even the ambient lighting above with these LED strips, it looks as if all these sound panels that are around the room that seem to be wood, I'm sure are sound absorbing, but that is another really beautiful feature. Instead of just having those weird like 3D walls, it actually brings in the wood textile and this feature and the dimension. Like every detail of this house is thought of and I am in love so far.
Here we are at the lounge of the studio. This is a great place to decompress and relax between takes and making music. We got a ping pong table. And like the rest of the house, this is also open to the environment. You could be recording and then a cow or goat will walk by and just add to your palette of inspiration.
Okay, this lounge is absolutely impeccable. The fact that the chess set, the checkers set, the Connect 4 set is all in wood that just matches this interior design style. Every single detail was thought of, like I said before. The plants, the greenery brought in, even this little like wet bar area. Ugh. The only thing that doesn't work with the design style is this polycade that stands out like a sore thumb. It's very futuristic compared to this design style, but the low-level furniture, from what I can see, it also looks like we have this river rock for the flooring detail, which just adds that texture of that feeling of how it actually reacts in the environment. I want to come visit this. I think this is so well done, and I think he's so fun too. This is really cool. Diplo, I know you say you're good at these games. I am a huge gamer at heart. Recently, I've not had enough time to actually play the video games that I love so much, but I bet you money I could beat you at Mortal Kombat. So when you do invite me over, we're gonna put that to the test.
Fatality.
The farm, the house, the studio, the wellness retreat, the gym. Now I gotta go to work, so I'm gonna go ahead and ride this horse onto the sunset. Let's go, baby. Come on.
Okay, that was a super fun tour. The one thing I can appreciate about Diplo and this home tour itself with Architectural Digest is that it does not feel 100% stage. I know for sure they went in and they moved a few things, but there was no like surprises. This was his home. It was done exactly how he likes it, how he feels it for it to be. And oh my God, the views alone, the architectural style of this brutalist, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is very high praise. I have not seen a 10 out of 10 house yet. 9 out of 10 because this is not my personal interior design style or architecture that I personally love, but I can appreciate this with so much passion that was put into this. The fact that this home took 7 years to construct shows you how much work has to be put in to creating something like this. And that alone deserves its own Medal of Merit. Diplo, just a heads up, I know you are coming to Toronto at the end of this month. I'm going to hold up a big sign that says I reviewed your home on Architectural Digest when I see you at Electric Island. If you don't see it and you don't see this video, I'm probably gonna be pretty sad about it because I love your music. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments, so please let me know if this is your interior design style that you're into, or if this is something you'd be like, you know what, I would avoid. I personally think that it is so well done, even though it is not my personal style. I think Diplo himself is such an incredible producer. He has such a great range and working on so many different tracks with so many different artists. That's what shows you the talent behind a person. If they have so much range and this capability, that I need to give him props and additional props to the architects and the designers that put this home together because they did such a phenomenal job. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please also let me know in the comments below if there are any other celebrity homes that I should review that I have not already, because this is so fun. I love looking at rich people and rich people stuff because it just makes me want to work harder and better to get to that point, because I eventually want to build my dream home one day and I cannot wait to share the entire experience with all of you on how it's actually done. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you cannot wait for next week's videos, you can always follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Mr. Phoenix Gray. And if you're ever second guessing yourself, just ask, what would Design Daddy do?